Hey everybody, welcome. I'm a little late as usual. Ugh. Thank you so much for joining me on a Monday morning. It's raining here in DC. I'm gonna just set up while everybody joins in, so you'll see me running around. Mm-mm-mm. Hey everybody, welcome. I'm just setting up right now, so please bear with me. Let me know who's here, by the way. Let me know who you are. Y'all, we have a lot of things we can do today. I want to have just a little chat with you all, but afterwards, hey Angela, welcome. Oh my gosh, you are so, y'all, Angela is my road dog. She's down for whatever. Here, yeah. We're gonna have a little discussion, and then if y'all want to do some tarot card reading, we can do that. I actually have my crystal ball here, so if y'all want to do some of that, we can play around with that. I'm gonna be on for an hour. Happy holidays to you, Angela. I hope you've had an amazing experience so far. My Thanksgiving was annoying because I had to work, but other than that, it was actually pretty cool because I was off for 2 days afterwards. So, and I'm a new uncle as of yesterday. So, little Amel Marie is here. Yeah, if you want to play around with the crystal ball, Angela, I've got it here. Okay. Thank you. She is my fourth niece slash nephew. She's number four. What did you do on your holiday, Angela? Uh, Angela, I just did some organization, like all my spiritual supplies. I just organized everything, and now, of course, I can't find anything because it's all moved around. I don't realize how much stuff I had. I had bags and bags and bags of stuff. Like, I have a whole bag of incense. I have a bag of ancestor money, of course. I have bags of spiritual like objects. Did you really? I've been trying to do my whole house. I'm gonna work on it today because it's raining here and I'm off. Yeah, but I had like a bag of candles, a bag of incense, a bag of money, a bag, just so much stuff. I'm burning sage incense right now. Just bless this space. Are you working today? Oh, poor thing. Well, I'm glad you had a great holiday. Um, my phone is tripping. I was just sick, Angela. I was just sick too. I feel you. I think I had a cold as well. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I didn't get super, super sick, but it was sick enough to be annoyed. I didn't have to miss any work, but I was congested and I had a lot of coughing and phlegm, and my stomach was weird. But I'm just now getting over it, thank goodness. All right, Angela, I'm gonna do some sound alchemy real quick, and then we'll just go ahead and read your cards because you're with me. So, same thing. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm using not my Tibetan bells today. I have these like Chinese chimes that I love. They have such a good sound to them. Whew. So, it's funny that I always do this sound alchemy or whatever. I just call it sound alchemy. I really don't know what it is. Like, I don't know textbook what it is. But it's interesting how sound does cleanse and purify. You know, everything dealing with spirituality deals with electromagnetic energy and frequencies and vibrations. So, I mean, what is sound but vibrations? What is light but, that wave particle duality? So that's vibrations as well, color. And so I use these chimes to sort of cleanse and clear, but I notice they really do set a nice energy. Like they help you focus and meditate. And anybody that studied acupuncture knows that originally it was not done with needles. Yeah, they are. Angela, I got these in a market a few years ago. It was probably like 2 years ago. They do this market in DC in Chinatown where they have all these like it's a holiday market. So I purchased my Tibetan singing bowl and I also purchased these. Hey Nicole, welcome. Yay, we got some people up here. So I purchased these, and I purchased my Tibetan singing bowl, but it's interesting it's done in Chinatown, the market, the holiday market. And they're about to have it again, so I should probably go and get some other goodies. Nicole, welcome. We're just hanging out today. If you want to, we're gonna have a little discussion. If you want to like have your tarot cards read or something, we might be able to do that. I also have my crystal ball today. Um, but yeah, anybody that studies acupuncture and Chinese medicine knows that it was originally done with sound. So it was called meridian therapy, not acupuncture. Oh, cool, Angela. I gotta get up there. I really need to. And if I come, I'm gonna definitely try to meet up with you. Nicole, get out of here. That is so crazy. Talk to the person doing it and see if they know anything about the meridian therapy because it was originally like the needles that they use don't weren't even created until like the 1700s. So before it was done with needles, it was done strictly with sound. Um, and so that's something that's very interesting. So I think the sound is important to use. It's a great tool. All right, Angela, I'm gonna do a reading for you first. Is there any particular type of reading you would like? Like, do you want to know you want a general reading? Would you like a past, present, future? Thank you so much, Nicole. Past, present, future. I can do a situation, or I could just do like a general reading. What would you like to know? And while you let me know that, Angela, I'm gonna go ahead and just do this crystal ball thing. Y'all, crystal balls are new for me. General, okay, cool. It's new, but it's just fun to experiment with. And it's a very powerful tool. So let's see if I can come up with anything. All right, I see a dog, first of all, Angela. I see like a brown, curly haired, medium sized dog. And I see it's like of significance to you, but especially during the holidays. I feel like this is a dog you have currently, and I don't know if you just took it to the vet or something. It's very happy. This is like your companion. Like you're been with you for a while. This is like your child almost. I also see a partner, like, wait, I don't know if it's a partner or just a family member. It's a younger male, African American. Like I say, like in his 20s. And I say he's newer in your life. So it's like you and the dog have been together for quite some time, and now he's new into your life, and so he has, in order to like be with you, he kind of has to build a relationship with the dog, and the dog, he's not a dog person, but he understands how important it is to develop a relationship with the dog, so he's trying to like bond with it in order to get closer to you. It's a bit unnatural right for now, but he'll get used to it. Is the dog a girl? I also see you decorating your home for the holidays, making preparations for that. Mm. I see you visiting your mother regularly, and your mother may be dealing with some sort of health concern, so you're kind of like taking over that for her, taking her to her doctor's visits, checking up on her. I'm seeing the color blue. Like, I don't know if blue is your favorite color, but it seems very significant. I'm talking about decorating your house for the holidays, so you may want to incorporate the color blue to add your own personal spin on it. And it's not like a dark blue, like the type of blue that I like. It's like a lighter blue, like not like powder blue or anything, but like a It's like a blue blue. I don't know how to describe it. It's not like royal blue or dark. It's not powder blue. It's like in between. I guess you'll call it like cyan. I'm getting a sense, and I don't know what it is, but there's a recent death in the family. And this is your first like big holiday, especially first Christmas with the new death. With your mom, you may want to consider visiting your family home, like your childhood home, and walking down memory lane. I feel like the death may have been like in November this month. Like November 9th, I'm feeling. For some reason I see the number 9. All right, anyway, enough of that. That was just the crystal ball stuff. I'm going to get to the reading. Angela, did any of that resonate with you? If not, it may have been for some other viewer. Okay. Hey, Danny, what's up? A lot of times when I do this, it'll be for another person in the audience. It's really interesting. We'll see what happens. Do you have somebody trying to bond with you, like a partner? Oh, okay. Okay, you said. All right, general reading coming up. I'm cutting the cards and putting them back together. The path you're on right now, Angela. I was too. Are you 82 as well, Angela? This is our year, by the way. Oh, you're 70. Okay, yeah, they're 12 years apart. That's cool. I'm 82, so I'm a water dog. I'm like right behind you. That's cool. All right, the path you're on right now is you have been carrying a lot of responsibilities, a heavy load, a burden. And right now you're having to choose what to let go of because you've just taken on too much. You've carried it well for the time that you've done it, but it's like you can only do that for so long before you have to relinquish some responsibilities. So you're in the process right now of letting some of those things go. You in the past, you were experiencing a bit of financial hardship and lean times. I call them lean times, where you may have had to depend on some others to help support you to get you through. You've had to ask for some handouts, which is cool because you have people around you who are friends who are willing to do that. But it was like a long process. It wasn't just like a little bump in the road. It was like some financial strains for real. Um, Also, in the future, you're going to have a really clear understanding of everybody in your life, the role that they play, the role that you play, everything around you. It's just like clarity. And then everything's going to be sort of moving and working together, almost like a dance, like fine choreography. You just have a sense of understanding and clarity. Also, you may be moving to another level in life. You may feel yourself transitioning to like a higher level. There's a sense of completion in your life. Where what helps you is that you are willing to fight for the things that are important to you. You have some obstacles and some opposition coming up against you, which sort of tests your mettle. And you have a willingness now to fight for what you believe in, and stand your ground. What hurts you is that even though like you've experienced some hardships, and rather than just take the lessons and then move forward with it, you kind of are stuck on the past. Like you're kind of like stuck on what you lost, and you're still grieving. Like you're not letting go and just taking what's good about it and moving forward. You're just kind of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened or whatever. And eventually you will have to do that. Like don't let that instant hold you back. What happened was not necessarily the best thing, but you did gain some, even though you lost some, you gained as well. Y'all, this is the third eye oil that I got in that box that I told you all about. I've been using it lately. Um, One thing to remember is that your life and your vision is something that's shared with people around you. So you're constantly trying to merge what you see for your life and your vision with what others expect of you. And it really is a combination because you do have supporters and people around you that do feel like they have a stake in what you are creating. So it's important to try to merge both visions. You may have to sacrifice some things from your vision of what you want for your people that support you. You may have to acknowledge them somewhat or whatever, but it's a combined thing. So don't try to make it too one-sided. Um, and don't let them feel like they have more of a stake than you would like them to, because it is your life, it is your vision. But think of an artist, an artist has patrons, so they have to create their artwork. And of course, they have their own artistic vision, but they also have patrons who sponsor them, and they may want a certain type of artwork. So they get a little bit of say in what's produced. It's a collaboration. Remember that collaboration is a key word for you. And what you will become is you have the ability to see things in your life very clearly without any bullshit or BS. You have the ability to just do what needs to be done and not regard anything else. But for the time being, you'll learn this. You don't necessarily have to act in accordance with that. You can you can push away that clarity of vision. Like you may have that clarity of vision, but you may act differently because of the circumstances. So, you may not be so blunt with people around you. You may ultimately make your own decisions, but you may be a little more skillful or artful about how you do it, taking into account the different factors rather than just doing what needs to be done, rather than just being cold, rather than you're just sort of resisting the opportunity to be very clear. So that's what you will become. I think when you do make those decisions, it'll be very skillful. But you do have this clarity about you. I'm gonna pull two healing cards. Right now, because of the financial difficulties and things that you've experienced, you're interested in how to start being more stable and secure financially and thinking long term about money. It's not because you just decided, oh, I want to learn about investing, or oh, I want to learn about this business, or blah, blah, blah. It's like because you dealt with hardships, it makes you more attuned to that, and you're trying to figure out how to have more security for the future. That's a very new thing for you. And I'll say with that, don't just do it out of obligation or scrambling. Like make sure you're very intentional about it. And don't feel like you're doing it because out of like anxiety or you feel compelled. Do it like thoughtfully and intentionally, and you'll see a much better process. And if you were just like, oh, I gotta save for the future. Oh, I gotta do this. I'm just gonna work like a million shifts and not ever have a break. Like, don't do that. Like, take your next day off and think about, okay, what type of resources do I have? How can I make them work for me over the next year, over the next 5 years? What type of skills can I add? What type of skill set so that I can be better off financially? And how can I incorporate different things? But don't be like so anxious about it or so sporadic. Be like intentional and thoughtful. And also, you are coming into a period where you will have you will have a bit of a surplus. So you have to decide how to spend that money, you know? Like, whereas in the past, you may have thought, like, oh, I'm just gonna go shopping or I have a little bit extra. I'm gonna like enjoy myself or indulge. Now it's like, no. Like, what am I gonna do with that extra money and how am I gonna use it intentionally, thoughtfully? And with this other card, how can I like sow good seeds for the future so that in the long run, my money works for me? I'm not just working for it. So that's it. I hope that resonated with you. Anyone that's watching, did y'all enjoy that? Have you ever had your cards read? Okay, awesome, Angela. I knew it would because we have good energy exchange. Awesome. Thank you, Angela. Awesome, Nicole. I'm gonna try to get you later. I do want to have a little talk real quick. I'm just gonna shuffle these cards. Yes, Seven of Wands, Angela, very good. That was what helps you. Seven of Wands. Stand your ground. So, y'all, it's the holidays. Awesome. It's the holidays, and I notice I want to talk about triggers today because I notice myself being triggered a lot, you know, for different reasons. And I think when you start to examine yourself, this is one of the things you observe. So, one of the books I read recently, which I recommend to anybody on a spiritual path, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's called A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Sorry, is it Eckhart? Tolle, Tolle, Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth. And it's really great if you want to understand how the spirit works, self knowledge. It's like if you never studied, okay, Nicole knows the book. Have you read it? Um, it's a really great read. You have to be of a certain level of maturity spiritually to read it, but it introduces kind of like the Asian philosophy and Eastern philosophy and just of non-attachment, you know, like I say Vedic and Chinese and Taoist and everything, but like non-attachment, understanding that like, you know, removing yourself from your ego, like separating and acknowledging the different parts of yourself. And one of the big advices from the book is to observe yourself. Not like try to interfere, not try to like do anything, whatever, but just to like observe yourself. And we all know that like written on the temple of the Oracle of Delphi, and other ancient teachings like know thyself. And a lot of people see that, and I guess they think they know what it means, but when you really start to develop a practice, oh, awesome, Nicole. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, Self-knowledge, you all, is like key because as you undo the programming that's placed upon you by society, by your family, by your religion, by all these different things, you start to understand how you operate in these different programs, these different matrices. And as you begin to observe yourself and study who you actually are and what that means, you remove the programming, but you also see how you respond to the programming. Um, And this observation brings about lots of awareness. Like when I think about tarot, I think about the Page of Cups because you have that gentleman who's holding the cup and the fish is whispering to himself and it's kind of like catching his attention. It's like your spirit, when it starts to speak to you, it's like that. It's like, okay, what is this entity? What is it speaking to me? Welcome, whoever's new. We're so glad to have you speaking to me. And what is this other aspect of myself, which is just responding to the programming that's done? And when that card is negatively aspected, it's like there's a trigger that you've noticed in yourself. Um, so as you have new children come into this world as well, and you become aware of the programming that's placed upon these beings that come straight from spirit. I'm a new uncle. My niece is a day old, so I'm always highly aware of what type of programming is placed upon the child when they come because they're clean, they're a blank slate. And by the way, y'all, Page of Cups. Page is like infancy. Thank you, Nicole. I'm excited. It's child number 4. Um, so like they come in a clean slate and then we start to place programming on them from day one. And that card represents that as well. So a part of your self-observation and study is knowing that you have triggers. And that's a really interesting thing for me. Different things trigger us. Right now it's the holidays, and that can be very triggering for people because it's a sentimental time. A lot of people have memories, good and bad. So, when you watch commercials on TV, they hit you with the sentimentality of the holiday, which is all programmed you all. Like when you think about what Santa Claus is and the story behind him and just the family get-togethers and things, it hits you in a place, it hits you in your heart chakra, it hits you in your soft spot. Whereas you can see somebody advertise about a product any other time of year, but because it's Christmas, there's that expectation to buy. And there's a whole sentimental factor. It's like the forces are really strong to get you to participate in this American holiday, which is not Christianity. It's not any other, it's capitalism. It's go out and buy stuff because it's the time of year to go out and buy. So I'm just highly aware of that. And when you do become aware of the fact that you have that trigger, it's like, what do you do with that information? In the book, Eckhart Tolle recommends that you don't necessarily try to stop having a trigger. You don't try to intervene with your ego. You don't do anything. You just simply sit and observe because it's when you try to do it, you energize it, you make it stronger. So acting upon your trigger, like kind of, it's a hard battle. It enhances that thing, so it makes it harder to battle. Whereas if you just sit back and observe, you create the separation between yourself, your actual self, which is your spirit, and your higher self, versus your animal self. If you just sit and observe how that animal self like just responds to these different triggers all day long, that awareness brings about a change within you, a deep change. So it's not about fighting it per se, it's just observing it. And I've observed it in my life. Relationship triggers, y'all, there are people that trigger me in my relationships and deeply. It's kind of disturbing, but I've been sitting back recently and watching because of different events that go on, like watching how it is that I'm triggered, especially being on a spiritual path. And it's like, what is this about, and why am I so deeply affected, by these things, which are really unimportant? There's the holiday triggers, where in the past I felt compelled to do things to celebrate like Christmas and Thanksgiving and the holidays. Now, because of my new spiritual awareness and the different things that I do, I feel like I celebrate myself, and I do that on any day. So it's like the holidays have less of an importance, especially when it comes to making you go out and buy things or to go to these parties and engage in these activities. Like, I just have less of a compulsion to do that. Let me know below if y'all can relate to this, you all. I ended up working this Thanksgiving. It's my first Thanksgiving I actually worked. It was very annoying, I must say. Like, I did not want to be there. It was annoying, but when I looked at the whole thing, I was highly triggered. I was like, why do I feel so strongly about this thing? Like, I wasn't really doing anything else this Thanksgiving, you all. And I didn't want to be at work, but being at work was like no big deal. Yeah, thanks. It was no big deal, and I found myself tripping about it when it wasn't even worth that type of attention. And y'all, there are other areas of my life which really I feel like I should be more energized about. And I just kind of like blow those over. But like when it comes to my triggers, it's like I'm super crazy about it. Um, you can be triggered from your past, you all. Like, I've been triggered by like certain mistakes that I've made in the past. Like when I make them again, it's like, oh my gosh, I always do this, I always do that. I never do this, I never do that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, y'all, those are triggers. If you do something, that just means that you've done that one thing that one time. It has nothing to do with your past, but we tend to like associate things because the mind and the brain is like an associating machine. So it's like if we make a mistake in the past and then we make it again, we're like, oh my God, I always do that. And it's like that's not even the case. So all that's to say, y'all, it's really interesting how the mind works. It's really interesting how the spirit is. If you notice yourself being triggered, just sit back and observe, like take a moment to reflect and think about what that trigger is in you and why it has such a strong pull on you. Because it'll reveal a lot about you and it'll help you heal too. Um, it's some of it's like shadow work and it's dealing with your heart chakra. So I've been doing a lot of that recently, and the holidays is a great time to think about that because a lot of what we associate with the holidays is the past and memories and tradition and ritual and religion and all those things. They're the domain of the water element, the heart chakra. So to wrap it all up, you all, like take some time out, grab the Page of Cups card, and meditate on it for like 10 minutes. Get a journal, get a notepad, and just start writing things down that you observe. Do you really, Nicole? Like, you can struggle with it, but I find if you just like observe, like Eckhart Tolle says in the book, you'll start to notice so many things. It's like when you try to fight it, that's when it's a struggle. But if you just let it be, just let yourself be, do all the crazy things that you do, and then just make a mental note, like, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Like that's a great response. That's interesting. Like don't judge it. A lot of the non-attachment has to do with non-judging, like we tend to have feelings about certain things or have opinions and just judge situations, but if you just experience them without the judgment, it really helps you get into the non-attachment vibe. I'm trying to see who all is here, you all. I see Nicole. I see Angela. Yeah, Angela, it's really, y'all know I like to preach empowerment. When you observe your triggers, oh, and Danny, yes, yes. What type of stuff you've been going through, Danny? Um, yeah, as you observe them and you identify them, you know where they are. So when those triggers come again, I feel like they just have less control over you. And one of my favorite sayings recently, better the devil that you know. When you know those devils that are in you and those triggers that come around you, because y'all, you can also pull the devil card out. Oh yeah, that sounds interesting, Danielle. Yeah, when you can pull the devil card out and meditate on that as well, because the devil is all about your triggers, triggering people. It's about your addictions and broken patterns. So, your triggers are the things that kind of play on your brokenness. So, when you identify those things and how you are broken because of them, um, it helps you heal. You can also pull out the moon card, you all. That's a big one as well. So, y'all, if y'all want to work on your triggers, let's all do this activity. And then y'all can talk about it on my page, The Urban Alchemist. I'm gonna do a little ritual tonight because I just got a great idea. Pull out your moon card, your page of cups, and your devil card. Meditate them on. Let's do a 30-minute meditation and just write down whatever comes up on a piece of paper. And y'all know we're moving into the waning moon, so that's going to be release. So going ahead and release those triggers, or at least the power of those triggers over you by pulling out the devil card, the moon card, and the page card. Pull those out, light a candle, and then just start writing and see what comes up. And then y'all know my page, The Urban Alchemist. Go on ahead and post your findings on there. You don't have to tell me your exact triggers, but post what you discovered, how you felt, the different things that came up. And we're going to release some of those, especially for the holidays, you all, because I know those holiday triggers around. If y'all could do that with me, I would love it. I'm gonna put that ritual on my page today, put a post about it, and then we can all discuss what we came up with. All right, Nicole Yarborough. Yes, Angela. I can't wait to hear what you come up with. All right, Nicole, what type of reading do you want? You want a general reading? You want a past, present, future? Do you want a specific topic or issue? It's funny that I brought up those cards, y'all, because those are some of my favorite cards, and I've been working with them a lot lately, especially the devil. Oh, past, present, future. Okay, let's do that. All right, I'm going to cut the deck for you. All right, Nicole, you have a passion. And in the past, it was something you were really just hell bent on pursuing, like it may have involved travel for you. But there's something that you're just like super excited about in life, and you were just all about pursuing that with a reckless abandon. Like, first thing first, you were about doing that passion. Um, You may have experienced some sort of unfairness that happened. May have been involved with some person who did something that was unfair, but you learned that rather than just like lament over the fact that there was something unfair or unjust going on, you just sort of had to like accept it, swallow it, and move on because it's like it just is what it is. And by just moving past it, it didn't control you. You may have been also trying to establish some sort of like family business or some sort of family financial thing to set your family up for generations. And it may not have worked out the way you liked. And also the people who you were setting it up for, you may feel like didn't really respect what you were doing or take it seriously. Like, it's sort of like we're just thinking about themselves and not thinking about all that you were sacrificing and all the time and energy you were putting forth in trying to build this thing to take care of them. There may have been elderly family involved as well. Presently, you got, y'all, my camera keeps tripping, forgive it. You've got your sights set on something bigger. It's like you've been in your state of life that you are right now for a while, and you're very comfortable because you've mastered it and you feel a sense of achievement. But now you've got your eyes set on something bigger, a new challenge, which will take you outside your comfort zone once again. And you're really eyeing that thing. It's like the world is yours. You could have anything you want right now. So it's like, why not pursue this new adventure? Um, right now, you feel really compelled to fight for what you believe is right. Something ideal that like something you've been told is correct or right is true, but like in actuality, it may not be true for you, and you're willing to fight or defend. Like you're going to rush in to fight this thing that like is not actually the best thing for you. Like you may want to take some time to examine what you're fighting for, why you think that's true, or that you believe in it, and actually consider yourself and see if it really aligns with who you are, because most likely it doesn't, and you're about to like make some sort of mistake based upon what you believe is right. Also, presently, you need to get some time to put some time away to really work on your craft. You have something that you're really good at that makes you money, but you need to take time away to study and develop it without any distractions around you. Right now, you don't really have the time to do that. You're stuck doing other things, but you really need to take time away and need to get away to focus on this one craft, develop yourself so that you can really make money off of it in the future. And two of coins. In the future, you will have to hustle for money. It won't just be a matter of going to work, paying the bills, budgeting your money, dividing up your resources. Like you're gonna have to actively like run over here, work this job, run over here, get this money from this place, call that friend that owes you money, get that, call this mobile company and ask for a payment arrangement so you can pay the bill later. Like it's gonna be an active juggling. And it may feel a bit exhausting. It may make you feel kind of like ridiculous, the fact that you can't just have a steady means of security and a source of income, but it's what needs to be done to pay the bills. You got to rob Peter to pay Paul, and that's just what it is. Um, Also, you will continue to pursue that passion that I talked about at the beginning, but you're going to do it in a more balanced way. Like, whereas before you constantly are like, prioritizing your passion and your needs and traveling and doing whatever you wanted, and everybody else could just make do with what where the chips fell. Now you're going to do it in a more balanced way. It's like you're still going to prioritize your passion and traveling and doing what you enjoy doing, but you're also going to regard everything else. You're going to pursue it in a more balanced fashion. You're going to consider people's feelings, your obligations, things like that. And you're still going to prioritize yourself, but it'll just be in a lot more healthy way. And finally, you will begin to consider like investing in security and thinking about the future and long term, like how you can build a more secure future, how you can sow good seeds and make sure that you will be well off. Um, so that's actually kind of exciting. Consider investing, consider like businesses, streams of income, different things like that, which you can help build a more solid, stable financial future. All right, that's that, you all. Is there anything y'all want to discuss before we wrap this up? I have 10 minutes left. Thanks for hanging out, those of you all that were with me. If you're not a member of my channel, go on ahead and like, subscribe, share with your friends. I'd really appreciate it. I'm gonna start doing these midday posts a lot just to see what's up with you all and have a little space where we can talk about whatever. If you have not read A New Earth, you all, that book was transformational for me. It was huge. Oh, awesome, Nicole. I'm glad it made sense for you. What is your passion, by the way? What is it that you do? I'm very curious. I hope y'all enjoying your holidays with the group, the Tower group with Pretty Boss. I'm going to try to start that up in the new year. I'm just letting us have a bit of a break before we um, continue with that. Oh, Nicole. Nicole, please hit me up in the group. I would love to talk to you about that. Okay? Hit me up either on Urban Alchemist or just hit me up in the group. I would love to talk to you. It looks like your yoga practice is doing really well. Do you do a lot of traveling for it? I'm really interested in the aromatherapy and herbalism, Nicole. How did you get into that? So, is that the family business? That's so funny that came up. Yeah, thanks for joining me, everybody, this Monday morning. Like, it's the beginning of the week. I hope this sort of energized you for the rest of your day and got your mind in a good space. Y'all know Mondays can be triggering too. All right, I'm going to sign off, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Have a great Monday. Can't wait to talk to you all soon. Look. Oh, Nicole, interesting. All right, I'm going to hit you up privately, Nicole. Everybody, have a great day. Thank you so much for joining.